Well, hello. Thank you for being here. I wanted to talk about the 5 circles today, and hopefully that helps everyone, especially you guys out there. Um, Being introduced into the personal development world was one of the best benefits of being in the sales industry. And the best folks that I've come across that have helped me with personal development is a group called Buffini and Company, and they're located in Carlsbad, California. And their founder, Brian Buffini, came up with their logo for their company, which looks like a 5-petal flower, but actually each petal represents a different segment of a life. So in order to live a fulfilled life, you need to have some goals, opportunities, you need to have focus, mentors, and research, I guess, in each of the 5 circles. So the 5 circles that encompass a inspired life are your spiritual circle, your personal circle, which is your physical well-being as well as your mental and emotional well-being, your financial circle, your business or your job circle, and then your family circle. So the idea is to try to create a balancing act among those different circles in order to live a fulfilled life. Now, sometimes some of the circles need to be a little bit bigger than other circles. For instance, sometimes your family circle needs to be the highest priority. And while your family circle is the highest priority, maybe your business circle needs to become a little bit smaller, or your job circle is a little bit smaller. Maybe your finances have to become big, and that makes it so your personal circle needs to shrink a little bit. So the image is they're all the same size, but when it really comes down to it, it's a balancing act as opposed to balance. The only time where having one circle decrease makes another circle increase is typically when the finance piece goes down, the spiritual circle tends to get very enormous. So you have your 5 circles of life, and I encourage everyone to have goals in each of those areas. So an example of a goal that I have with my family and my family circle is making sure that we spend more quality time together and actually putting that in the schedule so it actually happens and things don't get scheduled over it. Financial goals, that's actually sometimes pretty easy, at least it is for me, to set financial goals. Business goals, being in a sales business, as a business owner myself, I do need to set those business goals, which drives the finance goal as well. But in a job, it might be for a promotion or learning some new things on the job. So there's opportunities there. Spiritual goal, for me, most of the time, it's been more maintenance than anything. But there have been times where I want to study a little bit more and learn a little bit more, or take some more devotional time every single day. So that's there as well. And personal for me has always been exercise and diet and rest and relaxation and taking a spa day along those lines, but also keeping the emotional state high. So reading some really good books, trying to not put junk food in my head through reading the wrong things, through social media, looking at the wrong things, or watching awful television. I try to make sure it's all positive, so it's good food going into my head. So in addition to the 5 circles, I think everyone also needs to find a mentor person in each of those areas as well. A lot of us are looking for a mentor in life, and you want that mentor to fix all of those circles. But what I found is it's a lot better to find a spiritual mentor. Or an example, it doesn't even have to be a person that you go out to lunch with. It could be somebody on television or somebody who has a YouTube channel that you connect with and help inspire you to move forward. The family circle, I'm always looking for great people to help with the family circle, but those are, in my world, I have 2 young kids, so I'm looking for families who have older children, they've raised successful children and gone through some challenges, and how did they do that? And so that's my mentor in the family circle. So I encourage everyone to have a mentor in each of those areas. And again, it doesn't have to be someone that you can reach out and touch and call on the phone. It could be an author of a book. It could be someone on television or YouTube or something like that. So I encourage that. And then finally, in each of the areas, I encourage you to find your go-to resource other than your mentor. And I love books, and I love reading books, and I do not read novels at all. I will watch a novel on television, as in a movie or something like that. I am totally a nonfiction person. So try to find a spiritual book that guides you. The Bible is always a good one, but there are others that are out there that can really be great in guiding you spiritually. For my family life, a book, never even thought this would be the book for it, but the KonMari, which is the Japanese art of tidying up, is my go-to resource for family. So if you ever get a chance to read it, read it. It's about making your house neat and tidy, but when it really comes down to it, it applies to so many other areas of your life. And basically taking care of things and only doing things that you truly enjoy and having things that you truly enjoy. And doing that with my family is important. So that's my family book. My finance book, the book is called The Richest Man in Babylon. It is incredible. And I think that is the foundation to so many other books on finance, like Think and Grow Rich, and all the other books that are out there. So The Richest Man in Babylon, I think, is the number one thing. And the gist of that is pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. Then from a business perspective, I mentioned Buffini & Company before. They have a book called The Big Idea for Small Business. And it's about building your business through personal relationships with folks and how to deepen those relationships with your clients and your customers and the community. And I think that's a great foundation book. So The Big Idea for Small Business. And then in my personal side, I love Jim Rohn. I love watching his videos. And if you've never heard of the man, please Google or YouTube Jim Rohn and watch one of his speeches. You can watch a whole 8-hour thing that he did in Dallas, Texas in 1991 or something like that. It's incredible. But he is, I believe he is a prophet of some sort because he has incredible insight and knowledge and wisdom on just how to live a good life. And he kind of puts it all into perspective. So he has a book called Living the Inspired Life. And I go to that at least twice a year and read through that. So with your 5 circles, you have your 5 circles. You want to have a book in each of the 5 areas, and you want a mentor in each of the 5 areas. And I think once you start focusing on that, it will help you live a more inspired life.